just a few days out. All the details you need to know about Winter Storm Benjamin and how you can plan ahead. That's coming up.
And we're following developing news in Hamden, where a shooting is under investigation. This coming off a stretch of recent violence in the city. What we're learning this morning.
Now on the Wax and streaming live on WFSB Plus. This is Eyewitness News this morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us here at 8. I'm Taylor Knight. You're watching Eyewitness News streaming live on WFSB Plus and on the Wax. We got a fresh coating of snow overnight, left many of us spending a little bit of extra time clearing off those cars and sidewalks this morning. And if you've been following our First Alert weather team, you know we're in for a bit of a warm up today before that frigid Arctic air and significant winter storm. Follow that up. We'll say good morning to meteorologist Tyler Hughes. We got a lot going on this weekend.
A lot going on, Taylor. And the snow this morning was more like the appetizer, the hors d'oeuvres, right? The little crudité before we get to the main event. And the main event arrives Sunday into Monday. Winter Storm Benjamin bringing possibly greater than a foot of snow to parts of Connecticut. Treacherous travel conditions really throughout the day on Sunday, and this will last into Monday as well. So that is our next big thing, but it's not just the winter storm. We're also talking an Arctic blast that moves in on Saturday. Look at this. Wind chills will be sub-zero, well below zero Saturday morning. And then the even greater impact than that, we're talking over a foot of snow possible for the day Sunday into Monday. The last time we had a storm that brought this much snow, at least to Bradley Airport, was back in 2021 for a single storm. So it's been a while since we've seen over a foot of snow from one event. Temperatures outside right now, not doing too bad. We're above freezing right now in the capital city. 36 degrees. We're at 40 down in New Haven, and today's shaping up to be a relatively mild day, all things considered. Enjoy it while it lasts, because it's not going to be sticking around for too long. Here's a live look on our Hartford iCam. 36 degrees there now. The sun is shining. We'll get a good deal of sunshine in the mix this afternoon. And look where our temperatures are headed. Middle 40s, could even sneak into the upper 40s in some parts of the state later on today. So very mild, 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of year. But that is short-lived. The coldest air of the season is arriving. That Arctic air mass on Saturday. Just how cold it will get. And of course, we'll talk about those snow chances on Sunday. That's all coming up in the First Alert forecast.
All right, let's get you an update as you're heading out the door on the roads here this morning. Roads could be a little slick and slippery in some spots. I know that a lot of us had a little bit of trouble heading into work earlier this morning, but things are starting to improve. What we are dealing with right now is just some normal delays as traffic volume increases. Now, we're going to see a little bit more traffic on back and side roads, residential areas here, because a lot of schools called a delay here earlier this morning. So school buses will be out and about a little bit later than usual. Make sure that you're keeping your eyes peeled for those kids out in the bus stop. Live look in Hartford, some delays heading into the capital city, 84 eastbound. Live look in Vernon along 84, Middletown along Route 9, and Meriden along 691. So again, if you're heading out right now, we're not dealing with any crashes, but we are dealing with those delays approaching that 45-minute ride, 84 eastbound into Hartford, and more than a 100-minute ride, 95 southbound towards the George Washington Bridge. That's a quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, thanks, Kate. And this morning, we have team coverage of this winter weather on the way. Plow drivers were busy overnight and this morning after our latest burst of snow. But with Winter Storm Benjamin just days away now, there's not a lot of time for them to rest. Your reporter, Roger Susanna, takes us out with crews as they prepare.
Well, good morning, ladies. You know, I've been talking with a lot of snow maintenance professionals, and they tell me it's already been a pretty darn good winter, and that obviously continues this morning. You can see plow trucks and folks armed with shovels and snow blowers are out in full force, and this really is just the beginning of what we expect to be a very busy and, let's be honest, very profitable few days for our local snow removal folks. It's been a good industry, certainly this winter. Now, I can tell you, even today, sidewalks and streets are a little bit slippery. So if you're driving around or walking around for that matter, you're going to need to be very careful. But again, this is just the beginning. We know that Winter Storm Benjamin is going to dump plowable snow levels across Connecticut beginning on Sunday in what could be the biggest single snowstorm that we have seen all winter long. And you know, talking with these snow removal experts. Their advice, if you need any help with snow maintenance or snow removal, you're going to want to get ahead of this storm. Make plans now, because we know a doozy is coming on Sunday. Reporting this morning in Rocky Hill, I'm your reporter, Roger Suzanin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Roger. And this morning, we're expecting a brief warm-up today. We are also bracing for bitter cold and wind Saturday morning. So here's what you need to know. The state will be opening warming shelters starting at noon tomorrow. The temperatures we're expecting can be really dangerous if you're outside. If you need a warm place to go, you can always call 211 or go online to 211.ct.org to find a shelter near you. Right now, we're following developing news in downtown Norwich, where police are investigating shots fired just before 3 this morning. We're told those calls came in from the area of School and John Streets. You're looking live at that area right now. Doesn't look like any police are there at this point in the morning. We're told that officers found gunshots that hit a car and a house, but no injuries reported at this time. Police tell us it appears to be a targeted attack. There is no threat to the public at this time. Anyone who saw anything is being asked to contact Norwich Police. Right now, we're also on top of developing news in Hamden, where police are investigating a shooting on Bowen Street. As your reporter Anna Stanfield explains, this is just one of several deadly incidents police there are investigating.
This is the third shooting in Hamden in the last 5 days, and this morning police have their hands full as the investigations into all 3 of those incidents are still underway. This was the scene last night on Bowen Street. Police tape blocking off the road for hours as officers began their investigation. We know one person was shot. So far, no word on their injuries or if there's a suspect. Going back in time to Saturday morning, a security guard shot while trying to break up a fight at the district studios. He's expected to be okay, but again, still no word on any suspects. And just a few hours later that same morning, a deadly shooting outside an apartment complex. When officers arrived, they found a person unresponsive inside a car. Investigators tell us they know 3 suspects shot at the car, and right now, all 3 of them remain at large. If you have information about any of these shootings, police are asking you to contact them immediately. And as we work to learn more about these 3 incidents this morning, we're going to bring you the very latest on air and on the WFSB app. I'm your reporter in Hamden, Anna Stansfield, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
This morning, 12 people are without a home after a fire in New Haven. Firefighters did rescue a dog and a cat from this home here on Pierpont Street yesterday afternoon. Crews were able to put out that fire after just about 15 minutes and no one was hurt. No word yet on how that fire started. And right now, investigators are trying to figure out what started a fire at a landscaping company on Factory Street in Derby. Take a look at the video. You can see clouds of smoke billowing into the air. They're using some hoses there. It all started around 9 yesterday morning. Power was cut off to parts of the downtown area as a precaution, but no one was hurt. New this morning, President Donald Trump leaves Switzerland today with the concept of a deal on Greenland in the works. This as he works to ease concerns among American lawmakers about U.S. relations with world leaders. Your reporter Jared Hill brings us the latest.
At the World Economic Forum, President Trump cemented his board of peace.
Together we are in a position to end decades of suffering, stop generations of hatred and bloodshed, and forge a beautiful, everlasting, and glorious peace for that region.
The group part of his peace plan for Gaza. The day before, President Trump with an apparent breakthrough on Greenland as his threat to take over the autonomous Danish territory dominated discussion in Davos.
I think it puts everybody in a really good position, especially as it pertains to security and minerals.
On social media, the president said early agreements on a framework came after a very productive meeting with NATO's Secretary General. Trump also announcing he will not be imposing tariffs on a host of European nations that resisted his push. Details of the deal still scarce, though NATO said negotiations are aimed at ensuring that Russia and China never gain a foothold in Greenland.
How can we make sure that these countries collectively make sure that the Arctic stays safe, that the Russians and the Chinese stay out?
As the president now works with NATO in the Arctic, he went after NATO allies as unreliable partners.
We want strong allies, not seriously weakened ones.
U.S. lawmakers in Davos responded to the president's remarks.
There's a way to achieve what the president rightfully points out we need to achieve in the Arctic without any of this drama.
This is pretty damn stupid. Now you look at what it means, going after territory from another member of NATO. That is crossing a red line.
NATO's Secretary General says increased Arctic security will be visible this year. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Happening today, Vice President J.D. Vance will visit Minneapolis, Minnesota, planning to meet with ICE agents there. We're told that the vice president will defend their immigration operations in the city. Protests have been happening in that city since an ICE agent shot and killed Renee Good earlier this month. The vice president has repeatedly defended that ICE agent. Meantime, ICE agents in Minneapolis can operate without new restrictions after they were put on pause by an appeals court. That suspends an order by a lower court which put limits on agents' ability to use force on peaceful protesters. That order banned agents from using pepper spray, arresting protesters, and detaining drivers near protests. The federal government is now working to appeal that order. Coming up, how the governor will be addressing lingering concerns from Connecticut farmers about huge tax hikes, what he's planning to do today. Plus, the Patriots are preparing for the AFC Championship game this weekend. How a coach from Connecticut is playing a big role in the team's success so far this year.
And we got some snow overnight last night, a couple of inches inland Connecticut, not really much along the shoreline. But still, if you're headed out for the morning commute in the next few minutes, be aware that there may be some slick spots. We're tracking a lot more snow on the way this weekend, though. All those details coming up when Eyewitness News This Morning returns. Stick with us.